everyone, it's Desiree, day 22, 3 more days. We are going to have some fun with layering stencils. I am featuring Pink Fresh today, and we are going to be using Under the Christmas Tree stamp and the matching stencil. Now, there is, I believe, also a die that is part of this. But I hate to say this, I don't know if this is available anymore. But we have lots of layering dies, or layering stencils. What's great with this set is in the upper left-hand corner, there is numbers, and that's the order in which you can stencil. I am going to be using my Pawsitively Simon Says inks. I'm really enjoying them. I'm really liking those. Love the colors that are available and how they work. So having just way too much fun. I'm going to first stamp my image. I'm going to be using my Simon Says Stamp Intense Black ink. Excuse me for one moment here. While I'm stamping it in black, I didn't want it to be a harsh black like your VersaFine black would. And my Intense Black, Simon Says, it needs to be re-inked, but you can't re-ink it, so I have to get another one, which I have one. But it's a soft black, and I love it. So, yeah, I don't want to give it up yet. Okay, so we are going to start with the tree. I'm using my blender brushes for my dye inks. And the greens that I'm using for the tree are Aspen, Sage, and Pine. So that first color that I used was Aspen, and now I'll be coming in with the Sage, and then the last part for the tray will be the Pine. I am going to use a finer detailed brush to bring the Pine just underneath those areas, and I'm actually going to bring back the first layer so that I can do that with those layers as well. Now that second one also added the brown, so I'm using Cappuccino and Mocha for my browns. Here's where I'm bringing in that first stencil just to add shading underneath those layers. What I find amazing is on video, these colors are so much brighter on video. The colors that I chose were soft. You know, they were muted. Let's say muted. My tree doesn't look like that now because these colors, they dry back. They don't fade. They just dry back and they level out, which is awesome. Here, I'm just using all kinds of colors. For when it comes to the ornaments and the presents, I'm using Sunbeam, Marine, Surf, Watermelon, Blush, Twilight, Orchid, Cherry, and all of those colors will be listed down below in the description for what I used. Now, this stencil here has the star and also some of the presents. But what it also has is the toppers of the ornaments. Notice I didn't put any colors there. Because I was thinking, which, you know, guys, is always dangerous. And plus I forgot a present here, so I had to pull that back in. So when you look at your stencils, look at what they're giving you. Like on this tree, this stencil is providing the garland that's going across the tree. The tree's already green. So what color could I use to be my garland? That was something that I was truly trying to think about. Here, I'm just going to add the green to the hollies that are on top of the presents. Oh my God. Oh my goodness. Having a bad day. And here, I'm going to bring back in my emboss pen. I have really bonded with my emboss pen during this series. It's just one of those things that I think we have forgotten about. I am using this for all the dots in the garland going on the tree. I've used it for the tops of the ornaments. I'm going to use it along the side of the star that's on top of my tree. And I also used it for one of my presents. And this is just going to allow me to add a little bit of shine. Now, here's what you need to remember. You need to remember to let your inks dry. Yes, because I did not prep this card. If you remember, you didn't see me do it. So I'm coming in with a dry brush, doing lots of cleanup. And a lot of it did fall off, but you really do. You have to remember that the inks are soaking into your cardstock. So even though they feel dry on the top, they're still damp on the inside. See, when we create, we must have fun, right? Right. So we've got to have fun. I am going to put this panel, this was cut to 4 by 5 1/4, and it's going to go on top of a dark green 4 1/4 by 5 1/2 inch panel. This is going to be a standard A2 size card. Sorry, I had to take a sip of my iced tea there, so sorry. I did not want to put my sentiment on the outside of my card. It's a beautiful image. It took up a lot of real estate on the front of the card, and I love it when stamps do that. So I chose to stamp my sentiment on the inside. And it says, hope you get everything you want under the Christmas tree this year. I used the same stamp, the Simon Says stamp that's running low, because I do. I love that soft black. When it comes to inking an image, I love it when I use my colored pencils. So yeah, I'm not ready to give that up yet. And I think this card is perfect. It doesn't need any embellishments, but I am going to add, I'm going to take my marine and a fine detail brush, and I'm just going to put a little bit under the tree. Now, this looks harsh right here, but again, it dries back, and you just have this nice shaded effect of that blue just up underneath the tree, just to add a little bit of interest in that area. And after we're done that, we will call this card complete. I hope you enjoyed today's project. And again, it features the layering stencils. Really, this is only like the first or second time that I've used them. You're going to see them again real quick. Absolutely. But I did have a lot of fun with it, and I hope you enjoyed it. All the products that I used, again, if they're available, will be listed down below. And if you have any questions, make sure you leave those down below as well, and I will get back to you as soon as I can. I hope you all are enjoying this time as we get closer. If you celebrate the Christmas holiday or other holidays that are out there, they're all coming together during this time. So whatever you celebrate, please enjoy. Have fun. Have the fun with time with friends and family. And I wish you all happiness as we get closer to our season's end. But most of all, I still say, especially as we get closer. Yeah, always. Continue to be creative, everyone. And I'll be talking to you the next day, which will be tomorrow. Talk then.